Everyone is telling you the real estate market in Palm Beach County is crashing and it's all doom and gloom. But what if I told you that in Palm Beach County, we just had 163 more single-family home sales year over year? So while everyone's panicking, buyers are making moves and sellers are positioning themselves right now. My name is Casey Prindle, and over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you what's really happening in the Palm Beach County real estate market. And I'm going to show you data, not fear-mongering headlines. What is happening in the Palm Beach County single-family home real estate market right now? Let's dig into the data and take a look, because I promise you, not as bad as you think. Median sold pricing, $657,500. Look here, a year ago, we were at $650,000. So we're flat year over year, right? Slightly up, actually. If you're new to watching me, I don't put a lot of stock in median pricing in Palm Beach County. The reason is the real estate is really different, right? I mean, we have the barrier island of Palm Beach, and then you have inland areas right up next to the Everglades, and you have a whole bunch of stuff in between that's on smaller lots, that's infill. We just have so much different stuff here. It's hard to look at this data and just across the board extrapolate. I don't believe in looking at median sold pricing in Palm Beach County for that reason. However, there are statistics that I find very valuable that we're going to look at. Let's get into one that is really important. The total number of properties sold. I mean, come on. What really matters a whole lot more than how many people are stepping forward and saying, I want to buy that property. And there's a willing seller out there. Look, I've gone into this if you watch my past videos where I've explained, look, every single year we peak around the summer and we just trend down until we hit January. Okay, happens every year. Now, I was getting a bit nervous when I saw this kind of decline a couple months ago, if you look back, because I thought, whoa, it's kind of steep. If this trend continues, it's a little too early for us to be getting down to this low side of the chart. We should be down this low side of the chart here, right? December, January. That should be when we're near the lows. So thankfully, we kind of stabilized here on the total number of sales. And it looks like we're going to head towards a smooth landing here, in line with the last few years. And then we're going to expect that between January and May or June, the sales are going to run up, because that's the cycle here. A lot of this doom and gloom that I'm seeing right now coming out, it's just, you got to pay attention to the market cycles around here. Real estate is local. Don't listen to a lot of it. And look, if you want to find something, look at this. September last year, there were 878 sales. We now have 1,041 sales. So we're up a couple hundred sales year over year. Doesn't look quite as bad as a lot of those media reports, right? I mean, come on. Average list to sale price. This is an important metric to look at because it's going to tell you who has more power in negotiation right now. Look, COVID, I always point to this. Things are selling at 106.77% of asking price. Totally bananas. Just meant no matter what price you put on a property, people are going to overbid it, right? Just bananas. So who wants to see this number higher? Who wants to see it lower? Buyers want to see this lower. They want to see things are selling at a lower ratio to their original list price. And when we look at sold to list price, we're going to look at this tracks original list price, not price reductions. So whatever the original list price is versus the sale price, this is what this tracks. So a buyer is going to want to see that number trend lower, meaning they have more room to negotiate off asking price. Conversely, of course, sellers are going to want to be back here. Whatever I throw on the market, I'm going to get that price plus. That's not the market we're in. The reality of it is, if you're a seller, you got to be willing to negotiate Because if you just stand there with your feet in the mud and say, that's it, my price is my price, I'm not moving. Best of luck to you. Unless you're listing below market value from the start, it's not a good strategy right now. You got to negotiate. That's just the market. Median days on market. Who wants to see this higher? Who wants to see this lower? Truth of it is, the higher the days, the less pressure there is for buyers, right? If you're down here and you see 10 or 11 days, when something goes on the market and you go to see it on Monday, you better have your decision ready by Thursday or Friday, otherwise you're going to miss out. 48 days, now I could have seen something 30 days ago, full month ago. It's likely still on the market. Do I feel a lot of pressure as a buyer? No, I don't. Because I'm looking at this and saying, hey, everything that I saw last month, still for sale. I don't think I have to rush. Not what sellers want to see. Look, here's kind of my little bit of surprise in it. We're climbing. We were at 40 days. We're now at 48 days. I wasn't fully expecting that. I didn't think we were going to climb on days on market. I thought by now we were going to level off or come down. So Casey got that one wrong. Median price per square foot, just like median sold pricing, I don't pay a lot of attention to this. If you want to look at it for an overall trend, okay, sure. Price per square foot has gone up. We about leveled off. We may be slightly pulling down, but I'm not ready to call that yet. Here's what I see, and here's why this doesn't make sense. If you come to me and say, hey, Casey, I see the median pricing is $333 a square foot. I want a house on Palm Beach. Let's go to Palm Beach. What can you find me for $333 a square foot? I'm going to laugh hysterically at you. That's why this isn't applicable here to this county. So look, the good stuff, that's the stuff that's selling. The DIY stuff, I'm going to give people a project house, unless you're really discounting price, it's really hard to get a buyer to come forward. Buyers want turnkey right now. They are willing to pay up for it, but that's what I see in the market every day, and that's what I hear from buyers. So that's what I got here for you on median price per square foot. Now, I'm not going to go through this today, but I've gone through this in past videos. Total dollar volume gets skewed because the handful of very high dollar sales that will pop up in Palm Beach County, they will make spikes like this happen. And when just a regular month is occurring, nothing's really special or different, it plummets. But it doesn't really plummet. It's just because the high end of the market wasn't participating that month. So that's why I tell you, don't pay a lot of attention to total dollar volume in Palm Beach because, again, it gets a little skewed because of our higher end here. Before I get into months of supply, because I do find it so valuable, and I have people who are asking me about specific towns within Palm Beach County and asking me about months of supply level within those towns. So I put it together on kind of a spreadsheet, if you will. If you want that, because you don't just want Palm Beach, you want to know about West Palm Beach or Jupiter or Wellington or Boca Raton or Delray Beach, and you kind of want to look at a little bit more granular data, I'm happy to send it over to you. Just email me and, I don't know, put something in the title line like months of supply and give the town, or you know how to do an email. I don't think I got to explain this to you, but just send something over to me saying you want it, and I'll get the PDF out to you. But now let's look. Let's take a look at my favorite of all the statistics, best for last. Month's supply of inventory. To me, if you're going to give me one statistic in any market, give me month's supply of inventory. That'll let me know what the market looks like, and I can quickly digest it. Supply and demand, man. Every commodity in the world based on supply and demand. So, if you will remember, I told you guys a couple months back, hey, I think this is peaking. And if it is peaking, buyers, you may want to jump in the market, because if supply starts coming down, this is going to be a headwind for you. And I had also said, I think there's a lot of sellers that are just saying, hey, I tried to list my house. I'm not getting the price I want. I'm not distressed. I have a ton of equity. I just don't feel like selling for this price. Let me pick up my ball. I'm going home. Look what's happening. Supply's coming down. As I alluded to, sellers want lower supply. Sellers want things down here because then as a buyer, you don't have choice. There's very few properties on the market. You don't have a whole lot of choice or a whole lot of houses you can choose from. You got to take what's available. You're going to pay up for that and you're going to be pressured to come up to a seller's price. So as a buyer, you want more months of supply. Now, nationally, they consider 6 months of supply to be a balanced market, favoring neither buyers nor sellers. Clearly, as you can see here, that doesn't apply to Palm Beach County. We have to draw our own line, which we've been drawing at about 4 months. So if we keep this 4-month line up, we're just barely favoring buyers right now. Just barely. But we're getting close to a neutral market, and I have a feeling that as we drift into the busy months down here, the January, February, March, that this supply continues to come down and it becomes a more challenging market for buyers. So buyers, I am pretty much pounding the table for you in this video and telling you, look down, it's October. You have October and November to lock in a place where you can still negotiate. I think it's going to get tougher for you. I think if you say, no, we're not going to do it until the new year, we're going to wait, you're going to get swept up with that usual crowd that comes in and buys and market activity picks up January, February, March. Don't fall into that trap. Accelerate your timeline right now. This is a time to start hunting for properties, because even if rates come down by another quarter of a point, if you can negotiate 100 grand, 50, 75 grand off of listing price, I'll do the math with you and I'll show you how it's much more beneficial for you to worry about the price that you're paying than it is to worry about another quarter point on an interest rate. That's another story for another day. Look, guys, worst mistake a buyer can make, overpaying for a property. Worst mistake a seller can make, leaving too much money on the table. My clients don't make those mistakes. So let's be friends. My phone number is 786-443-7203. My email is caseyprindle@gmail.com. I would prefer that you call me because it's a lot more deep for me to have a conversation with you than if you just send me an email. But if you're shy, you can email me. If you're really brave, we can go get a coffee or have a cocktail, two of my favorite things to do. I would encourage you to do one of those with me. I'm a barrel of laughs a minute. My name is Casey Prindle. I appreciate you guys watching this video each and every month. We'll see you next month, guys. Take care.